Now let's go to another issue then. Of course, we would know that this certain money market, going from paper money to now digital money, started by a group or individuals known as Satoshi Nakamoto. Yes, and of course it's a replacement, as I said earlier on, for paper money, a digital form of currency. Well, the Central Bank of Nigeria now has called for a total closure of such accounts that, of course, popularly known as Bitcoin and so many other cryptocurrency markets there. And of course, despite the number of advantages it has brought, lots of people also, according to the federal government, which is not even from now but from years past, we're talking about the ills of this cryptocurrency market, talking about cyber crimes, tax evasion, and of course money laundering. And these are some of the reasons that they have given for the ban. Well, not stated here, but things that they have said in the past as why this cryptocurrency market is not a very viable one in Nigeria. And some countries have actually banned it, while some have not made any statement concerning this. And for youth back here in Nigeria, there's been a real viable source of income for them. Well, of course, joining us on the program to discuss this is a financial expert, Lester Wilcox. Thank you very much for joining us on the show at this time. Lester, if you can hear me clearly, thank you for joining us on the show.
Yes, I can hear you and I'm responding clearly.
We'll definitely bring him back subsequently on the program. Okay, let's talk with you now, Ayobaje. Now, you've heard about this certain... Okay, all right, Lester. Thank you for joining us on the show at this time. You've heard of the ban. Can you tell us some of the reasons why, the financial expert, why this ban will be viable or not viable in Nigeria?
Well, thank you for having me and good afternoon to the esteemed viewers. I hope you can hear me now. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go on. I can hear you. Go on.
All right. Yes, thank you. The issue of cryptocurrencies has been on the front burner, and I think financial authorities in the entire globe has been trying to fashion how a mid-course approach, how to accommodate it in the world financial system. It's not a bad omen totally, but because the financial system is regulated system, people are finding difficult. Authorities are finding difficult to bring that into the architecture of regulation in talking about financial stability across the globe and within territorial boundaries. So this has posed a major problem to a lot of financial authorities around the world. For Nigeria being still a very weak financial system that has so many loopholes, leakages, and not very, very strong in terms of regulation, in terms of monitoring and being able to understand what people are doing. So it becomes a bigger challenge. And as such, the central bank has been trying to work around it all this while to see if they could come up with anything substantial. But it's obviously that the negatives are outweighing the positives, and so they go for outright ban. Like the reasons they gave, we are dealing with a lot of issues: terrorism financing, money laundering, and all whatnot, corruption in high places. And these are some of the venues where illicit funds are hidden and kept and be recycled back into the system as clean money. So with a country having this kind of challenge, high-wired corruption in official circles, financial weaknesses in the financial structure and systems, it's not palatable for you to have this kind of electronic money working side by side with the paper money. And so the best option is to put it below so that the paper money where they can have better regulation, can continue to thrive.
Accounts there. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I was talking about the economic downturn of this ban of the accounts.
Well, I don't think I am not. I don't know the depth or the penetration of users of cryptocurrency in Nigeria. I know there was a time it was very popular. It was at the forefront, and a lot of people got their fingers burnt. A lot of people who did not understand the system were being ripped off because all manner of persons begin to canvas, hold seminars on cryptocurrencies, and a lot of Nigerians are always good at jumping into things that is trending, and so I know that a lot of Nigerians jumped in, and most of them got their fingers burnt, and so a lot of people exited the system because it's a very delicate financial instrument to trade on. You must be very knowledgeable and have a wide range knowledge and experience in the instrument for you to be able to trade on it and make good returns. But I think Nigerians went in and they went out. So I do not know the penetration right now of the cryptocurrency holders in Nigeria, but I don't think there's going to be major adverse macroeconomic adverse. When I'm thinking macro, I'm talking about affecting the entire economy, because whatever holdings that they might be might be very negligible. Yes, on the microeconomy, yes, the holders might either be forced to sell off their holding and plow their money into other areas. So it might have a little bit of dislocation. But talking about the macroeconomic, I don't think it will have any significant effect on the macroeconomy.
For your input on this topic.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
All right, Lester Wilcox is a financial expert, and of course he talked about there being a minimal effect on, of course, the micro scale. But back here now, let's talk to you, Ayobaje. What's your own input in this? I mean, this regulation just immediately like that.
I mean, it was a rude shock for me personally when I got to hear of it yesterday, and luckily I, interacted and spoke extensively with a financial expert who also is, more or less well heeled, I would say, in terms of this cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
He gave me, the breakdown.
Yeah. To
the extent that the trade, as at that yesterday, I mean, on a daily basis here in Nigeria, the volume is about 12 billion per day.
Wow.
And that there are some individuals that have been able to make, far more. I mean, what an average person in even the private sector would take as a salary, on a monthly basis. Some of these traders who, have had the time to study it very well, who can understand the intricacies and all the deals involved, that they make, monthly salary per day. My own worry has to do with the economic situation we find ourselves in, and for a country where there are no buffers, there are no soft landing for anybody in terms of the government is not able to provide jobs, and these are people, and as far as I'm concerned, it's a global thing. Okay. That is one. Then secondly, you can track the transactions, but you will not know, you cannot track, who sends or receives the money. I hope you understand. So what does the CBN and the federal government, what do they want to gain from this? And also the banks that were involved, they were being paid some money. They are going to use out of it. So on the whole, what we want is there should be alternatives when there are problems. You just come up with a hammer blow on an issue of this nature.
All right,
so what are the alternatives?
All right, alternatives there. Well, of course, we talked about lots of people who have actually gained from this cryptocurrency market. And joining us on the program is Shitu Adini Sanusi. He's a forex trader and educator. Thank you so much for joining us on the program at this time. All right, now, Adeni, now you heard about this immediate and sudden ban of those who have cryptocurrency accounts. Now, what's your own take of it concerning all what you've gained from it?
All right, first things first, the federal government did not put a ban on cryptocurrency. All right, and I'm really going to explain this very quickly. They put a ban on accounts that are linked to cryptocurrency exchanges. You need to understand that if you're a cryptocurrency holder, all right, now people who have cryptocurrency wallets, they link their Nigerian bank accounts to these different wallets. Now, a lot of people are focused on the negative, and I think we'll get to the positive. But then they transfer the money, that's their crypto, straight to their Nigerian bank account. So now the CBN has put a ban on bank accounts receiving money from these different cryptocurrency exchanges or wallets. However, people who are involved in cryptocurrency do not need to transfer money to their bank account. Why? Because there are several adoption around the world has increased. You have merchants who receive payments in cryptocurrency directly. All right. So imagine that there are automakers, for example, Ferrari. Just as an example, you can actually buy a car from Ferrari by transferring Bitcoin from your wallet to the official Ferrari Bitcoin wallet. So the ban is on the Nigerian accounts that are linked to these different cryptocurrency exchanges and wallets, and they've given the reasons, and the reasons are what you stated earlier. So I'm unperturbed, neither do I have any worry concerning that.
Okay, thank you so much, Shitu Adeni. Thank you so much for your input on the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, now Shitu is saying there are no worries. They talked about there being a ban on the Nigerian accounts. And let's have your take now, Amici, on this sudden ban.
I think, just like he said, the impact will be on the Nigerian economy. And that's my worry. You know, we have a government that anything they don't understand, the answer is to shut it down. That was why they closed Nigerian borders. What did we get from it? Nothing. So this is a country where youth unemployment is an existential threat. It's not a problem, it is an existential threat. This is a country where direct foreign inflow has plummeted from $23.9 billion in 2019 to $9-something billion in 2020, under 1 year. And we are, FDI now is at its lowest in the last 4 years. So why are you shutting down where young men and women are making money from? The most you can do is to regulate it. If you are afraid that it could impact national security or whatever negatively, why don't you regulate the industry so that those who are going to be practitioners in that system will operate according to the rules and regulations rather than shutting it down. Like he said, if you shut it down, they go, because this is an international
market.
Currency digital marketplace. They will go to other countries. Your economy suffers for it.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see how far that goes. There's still lots of reactions going online concerning this ban of Nigerian accounts with the cryptocurrency.